Hi, I'm Ricc Rollins, and this is Going Places, and we want you to come along. Hello, I'm Ricc Rollins, and welcome to this edition of Going Places, and have we got a show planned just for you. Our Lower Burns takes us out on the town and shows how to paint it bright red. We're going to the movies with Alicia Stafford to see The Last Duel, and I'm going back in the Season 1 vault to see what gems we can find for this show. But first, our own Jeffrey Huggins finally gets to play with the pooches at Pet Resources. Take it away, Jeff.
Thank you, Rick. We're back at Pet Resources for some people time. That's when the volunteers and yours truly get to spend some time in the play yard playing with a dog, an activity that benefits both.
Are you ready to romp?
Yes, I'm ready to romp.
Okay.
And tell me what ROMP stands for.
ROMP stands for Receiving Outside Meaningful Playtime.
Ah, that sounds so good. That's, when you're a kid, romping is good. Meaningful playtime didn't necessarily mean anything to you as a kid, but if you could go romping, that was good stuff.
Absolutely. And we saw dogs playing with dogs, and now dogs will play with people.
Ah, people time.
That's right.
So what do we need for that?
So you're going to need a bag.
Awesome. I have my Pet Resources bag.
That's right.
Perfect.
And then you're going to want to select about 4 or 5 different stuffy toys. Dogs
Wow.
like different kinds of toys to play with, and we have quite a selection. Thank you to everyone who donates dog toys to us.
Nice. And so I picked 4 things.
Yes.
Gotcha. And this is probably, is this a smaller dog? A bigger dog?
She's a medium dog.
She's a medium dog.
I want to go for the bigger toys probably for her.
Right, but maybe, is this too big?
Maybe, maybe not. You never know what a dog will like.
So we put that in the bag. Takes up a lot of space. Yeah, it seems to me like maybe I should choose some smaller ones as well. So, and they like to grab a hold of things. So maybe a ball, right?
Perfect.
Okay, we got that. Let's see, and we've got something they can tug with, right? We stick that as 3, and I have one more, and I see poop back here, which is probably not what we want to encourage the animals to do. So
well, out of their kennel, that's an appropriate thing to
right.
do.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. So that's cool. And then how about one of those? Is that good?
Perfect,
Okay.
yeah.
I did okay? I get a good grade?
We also like to grab a rope toy just in case our dogs like to play tug. So
Okay.
we just kind of give them a variety of different things and
Gotcha.
see what they like to play with.
Rope
the
toy.
best.
I think I can get a hold of that one. So, all right, we have our bag.
All right.
Does that mean we're ready to go?
You're going to want to come into this cabinet here.
Okay.
I'll show you what's in here.
So,
This is a great time
oh,
to grab some treats. So
Yeah.
I'll give you
awesome.
that to put in your bag.
Put that in there. Okay.
And we're ready to go.
Fantastic. Okay.
We usually do about a 20-minute romp, and we just constantly rotate out. So the shift's about 2 hours. You stay in the yard, and people just literally bring you a dog to play with.
Bring you a dog. Yeah.
And then they take it out and bring you a new dog to play with, you know?
What a great job.
So people think of volunteering as, oh, hard work.
Yeah.
This is, it's hard work, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So the purpose of romp is to give them an opportunity to exercise their mind.
Yeah.
So we're going to interact with them as much as possible.
Sure.
A lot of times we'll throw toys out and the dogs don't seem interested in it because some dogs just don't know how to play with toys.
Yeah.
So you have to help them learn how to play with toys.
I gotcha.
So she's completely ignoring the toys at this point in time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and hazard a guess. She's not really sure how to play with them.
Okay.
So we'll see if we can work with them on it.
Uh-huh.
And then I always like to keep some treats in our pockets.
Okay.
It's not necessarily a buffet. Here you go, I'm feeding you.
Right.
This is you're doing something good, and we want to reinforce that behavior.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we try also not to do a lot of activities where the dog is jumping in the air. Keeping
right in
all
there.
4 feet on the ground is a good thing.
Gotcha.
And the reason we do that is because when you have an adopter who's coming in, we don't want to reinforce behavior that they're going to go, oh, look how I jump on you and act like a crazy dog.
Gotcha.
Feet on the ground is one of the best things to do.
Well, that's what we'll try and do.
Yes.
So this is Damsel.
We tried to play, but she seemed to prefer John, and well, he was more fun.
Look at your ball. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah, John's fun. I get it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that smells good, right? Okay, I know, I see John. That's okay, that's cool. That's a good girl. Okay, I gotta get you active though. We gotta move around. We gotta move around. Come on. Come on. Okay. You're so funny. You're so funny. You're so funny.
So when we tired Damsel out, we brought in Wilson with a little higher energy.
Wilson, look. Look at that. Look at that. Hi. Hi there. Hi. Okay. All right. You ready?
This is especially good for puppies because, you know, here they are in a very strange and stressful environment. They smell a whole bunch of other dogs they can't get to.
Right.
This gives them an opportunity to be around people so that they're like, okay, this is not good. People aren't bad. This is okay.
We had some fun.
That's fun.
But he seemed to prefer Olaf.
That's good. That's good.
And you're doing romp perfectly.
Yeah?
That's what it's all about.
We're romping? Yeah. Ah. Ah. I know. Yeah. Okay, that's good. As long as you're, you know, not doing anything improper with the animal. So hanging out at the Pet Resource Center, and we were hanging out with Luna, and we were hanging out with Damsel, and we got a chance to hang out with Wilson. And we got a chance to hang out with a lot of our great volunteers, and John has such great information, but he also enjoys what he does. So we're having a lot of fun here at Pet Resources. Back to you, Rick.
Great job, Jeff. I'm sure you had a doggone good time. See what I did there? More Going Places when we come back right after this. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. Are you looking for something to do this weekend? Well, you've tuned into the right show. That's why we call it Going Places. We turned to the editor of Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine, our own Laura Byrne, and asked her, "Hey Laura, where should we go?" And this is what she had to say.
Rick, I know you're already feeling it, right? In the mornings, even in the evenings, it's a little bit cooler outside, right? Definitely starting to feel like fall here in Tampa Bay. And I want to share with you some of our favorite things here at Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine to do around town with the family. And you know what? Even if it's just a date night without the kids. First, let's start with Creatures of the Night at Zoo Tampa. This is one of our favorite events in Tampa Bay because it's not overly scary. It's really great for little kids and even for just adults who don't like all that extra ghoul and the scares. They do have some haunted trails though, so just enough startles to keep you on your toes here. And also some really great treats as well. But one of our favorite things to do with the kids is to dance with the scarecrows over at Scarecrow Junction. This is in the Wallaroo Station. In fact, this is another area where you're gonna find a brand new thing for the kids to experience. It's the Ha-Ha Hay Bale Maze, and they can make their way through, figure out some Halloween jokes, and it's just a really sweet experience for the kids. But if you are into the ghoul and the scares, we highly recommend Hallowscream at Busch Gardens, another event held on select nights at Busch Gardens, Tampa Bay. And this one, they've got new haunted houses, new scare zones, and of course, plenty of drinks and treats as well. And if you've never done it before, put this on your fall bucket list here in Tampa Bay, and that's visiting one of our local farms. There are so many fun corn mazes to try to navigate your way through, and of course, a lot of fun farm activities and pumpkin patches. There are so many pumpkin patches in Tampa Bay to get that perfect photo. Of course, one of the top picks among a lot of people here is Gallagher's Pumpkin Patch. That is in St. Petersburg. But you can find a complete list that we have of all the fall events, pumpkin patches, trick-or-treating events. There are a lot of them over at TampaBayParenting.com. And of course, for the date night, visit us at TampaBayDateNightGuide.com to find something fun to do with just you and your significant other. Rick, I'm going to send it back to you because I've got to get back to work. We've got another magazine to work on for the next month.
For more information about Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine, the information's on the screen. And if going to the movies is your thing, then our own Alicia Stafford has a great movie for you to see. She can't wait to tell us about it. Take it away, Alicia.
I'm Alicia Stanford. Let's go to the movies. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are back together again, behind the scenes and on the big screen. They're telling a story from hundreds of years ago, which has implications for today. It's called The Last Duel.
I am risking my life for you.
You are risking my life so you can save your bride.
Matt Damon is Sergeant de Carouge, a 14th century knight battling for his life in The Last Duel. Adam Driver stars as his formidable foe, Jacques Legris. The two men were former friends, but politics and intrigue have driven a wedge between them.
I will not be patronized by this squire who lies about court, waiting to be fated with gift upon gift upon gift, and risks nothing.
The two come to fatal blows after de Carouge's wife, Marguerite, played by Jodie Comer, accuses Driver's Legris of rape and refuses to back down. Unable to get a fair trial, de Carouge seeks royal permission to fight to the death. Neither man seems to care about the fate of the woman they both claim to love. If her husband loses, Marguerite will be burned to death.
I say before all of you, I spoke the truth.
Damon and Affleck co-wrote the script for The Last Duel with Nicole Holofcener. The story is based on a real fight, but in an interesting twist, the three writers decided to tell this story not only from the views of the men involved, but included the point of view of the woman at the center of it. This results in some repetition of scenes, but gives us some insight into the culture then and even the culture we have now regarding women and their rights. Director Ridley Scott says he chose this project because it's a story that can be told at any time in any country. And he says he chose it because not only does it entertain, but it educates. I'm Alicia Stanford, and that's what's going on at the movies.
Thanks as always, Alicia. Damon and Affleck back on the screen. Now that's movie magic waiting to happen. We're looking for some amazing kids. If you have or know of any amazing young people, we want to know about them as well for an upcoming show that we are calling Going Places Amazing Kids Edition. Hit me up at the email on the screen, and we may be featuring them on the show. Back to the Going Places Vault when we come back right after this. Stay tuned.
Real sky looks like. Ricardo's West Shore Plaza.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. a place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. As you know, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I want you to take a look at a candid moment from our conversation with Selfie World CEO Ashley Wilkerson about her own breast cancer battle.
Even Selfie World sign go up in each city. What does that feel like for you?
It's still mind-blowing. I don't know how to explain the feeling. I feel like there's certain times where it really hits me. I see the name and these people that I just met that are opening one up, saying Selfie World and talking to people on the phone, yeah, the Selfie, it still blows my mind that it's my company and that I created it. It's an amazing feeling.
And when does that sink in? When does it sink in that it is your company and that 31 people who are looking to you daily?
Oh yeah. It's random times. There's times where I'm like so busy that I don't even have time to let it sink in. And then there's certain moments, like I was saying, like randomly when I hear someone else say Selfie World, it hits me just in a random time. And sometimes I've gotten chills, just like, wow, like it's crazy. It is crazy. And seeing like other locations succeed or their TikToks go viral and just knowing that like I created this, it's pretty cool.
When you said that, I thought about this from the standpoint, when you first came up with this idea, was there a time that you tried to talk yourself out of this idea?
No, I don't really do that. I feel like when I make my mind up on something, I'm doing it. And there's not really much talking me out of it. So I did have some people that were like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to open in June of 2020? Like, are you crazy? A selfie museum in June of 2020. But I mean, I never stopped. So yeah, no, there was never a time I doubted the idea, except like I said, that first day we opened was the first time I was kind of like, oh my gosh, like, is this going to work? But it was 2 weeks in when we were having people drive from all over the country. So it didn't take long. But yeah, that in the very beginning when we opened, I was kind of like, oh boy, yeah, like you talked about, did I ever think it was going to fail? And they had said no, but maybe not with this location, but with my first one, there was definitely a slight fear this could fail. Or I guess just knowing any business can fail, quote unquote, but I wanted to try.
How do you define success?
Oh, yeah, definitely not by money. I define success by just doing, I guess to me, it's doing what you love and having fun with what you do. And then if you're making money from it, great. And I think you're successful if you enjoy what you're doing in life, because life is short. And I actually am a cancer survivor, so I feel like I see that even more. So every day counts, and if you're doing what you love, then you're not wasting your time in some dead-end job or doing something that you hate. And even as a photographer, I loved photography, so I've always been big on money will come if you're doing what you love. They've been very understanding that I've got like 32 people I'm constantly trying to help, and so they just kind of take the reins. Like with Allison, I admire her ability. Like, she laughs everything off. She's just really laid back and chill. She can make fun of any situation. And she kind of like brings the smile and the laughs. And then Kendra is like who keeps us put together, because she's organized, but in a good way. She's not controlling or anything, but she keeps us on track. So yeah, I admire both of them so much. Also, just that they were willing to do this with me without hesitation, really, and go on these trips and have kids at home, and that they're so willing to do this. Even Allison with a full-time job, and Kendra has another job too. So just, I admire them so much. I've always admired different things about both of them.
Is the journey sweeter because you're doing it with your best friend?
Absolutely, absolutely. And really the whole entire company is sweeter because it's family. A lot of them are family and friends, and then the new people that have come in have become like family too.
More Going Places when we return right after this.
I lost both my grandfathers when I was very young, but I still have both my grandfathers around. Still getting to see them and still getting to work with them, you know, that's something that I realize they need people that can help them, because one, insurance is confusing. There's nothing fun about it. But there are legitimately tons of ways that you can get help through a lot of these different types of programs. You know, there's different plans, different companies, you know, and as you get older, you're gonna realize that your healthcare and your needs are gonna change, and you're gonna need different things. If it's dental, you know, like if you're gonna have surgeries or you're getting tons of tests done, there's so many different ways that you can help yourself, and there's so many different programs. Like, you know, if you're having trouble paying for prescriptions, like that's something you can get help with. If you need help applying for like Medicaid or things to get, you know, more affordable health care depending on what your income is. There's so many different ways that you can help yourself, and that's where I come in. I'm not what you would call a captive agent, so I don't work with just one company. I'm a broker, so I try to work with as many different companies and as many different types of plans that I can. You know, we do the Advantage plans, we do the supplement plans and the prescription drug plans, so I'm not so much concerned about the company. I want to make sure that your needs are met.
So that's what real style looks like. Ricardo's West Shore Plaza.
Hi, I'm Arlene. Welcome to Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. What's your coffee saying? Whether in for business or just getting away, let Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks be a part of your day. A place for you to come and share thoughts and spirit through a cup of coffee. Come and enjoy with us here at Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Coffee Speaks and Tea Talks. Enjoy life one cup at a time.
Welcome back to this edition of Going Places. Here's more from the Going Places Vault.
There is a energy and a synergy in this city like never before.
Oh, I love that.
In your being in this office, the changes that you've seen, you know, props to everyone who came before you. But as you sat on that, let's go back to that. You sat there and you knew what you wanted to do for this city. And you see some of these changes coming about.
Yes.
What's that like?
That is such a gratifying feeling, because I know that we are, as Tampa rises, everyone is lifted up. And that is my goal, is to ensure that everyone gets to participate in the success that Tampa is sure to achieve here as we move forward. And so it really is gratifying as we check those boxes on either the task force recommendations, things that the community has made clear that they want, you know, focusing on transportation solutions, mobility options that will allow people to get away from having to buy a car, pay insurance, those types of things. Housing affordability, we are so far behind in that area. So to be able to cut ribbons on new single family homes, first time home buyers, is a joy beyond none other. And then even the multi-family complexes, and that is a main focus of ours. And then the workforce development, you know, on all levels, from skilled labor, where I came from, all the way up to these high-tech, finance, technology, medical, research jobs that we are bringing into Tampa. And we need to provide that workforce, those workers on every one of those levels.
True. So we talk about the way the city is evolving.
Yes.
And there's some things that you've gotten done. You started talking about checking boxes. Let's talk about the boxes that haven't been checked yet.
What's next? What do you want to see?
We are continuing with our focus on transforming Tampa's tomorrow, and that is the transportation issues, workforce development, affordable housing, and then the overarching sustainability and resiliency. And that applies to our environment, but it also applies to our neighborhoods. You know, as we grow, we have to ensure that we don't lose our diversity. And we sort of being a little late to this game, Tampa is a little bit of a late bloomer. We have the luxury of learning from other cities' mistakes. Other cities that have lost their diverse identity. And we can't do that in Tampa because that is Tampa. Then you've lost our city. So we have a very keen focus on that. And the way that we preserve that, again, is to make sure people can live in the neighborhoods they want to live in, and that everyone has the opportunity to work in a field that will allow them to purchase a home, that will allow them to do the things that they want to do, to build generational wealth, to leave something to their children, to be successful, whatever their definition of success is.
Success. Let's talk about that for a second. Your successes, the things that you are like, I did that. What comes to mind first when I say that word?
I would say first what comes to mind is the transformation of the Tampa Police Department. I am most proud of that. Making sure that it is collaborative. One of the lines that I use most often when I talk to the community is that there are just under 1,000 police officers. There's over 400,000 citizens. So you're going to keep Tampa safe with the police department's assistance, not the other way around. So I'm very, very proud of how we have become one of the safest cities in the nation based on that collaborative relationship. So that I think is you know, one of the successes that I think of first and foremost. And then also in my short tenure as mayor, being able to bring together these task forces that speak for the community, that have community members, subject matter experts, city employees on there, and creating these roadmaps to success in each of those areas that we just talked about. And that is a monumental achievement. And now we have to make sure that we are able to achieve and accomplish each one of those recommendations and each of those goals.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Going Places. I hope you enjoyed today's show. The clock on the wall says it's time to go. But we'll be back next week, same place, same channel. Looking forward to taking you more places, introducing you to more people, right here on Going Places. Until then, take care.